Now it's time to explain how to use our gadgets. What do I refer to as gadgets? Gadgets are all the things we can see on our dashboard when we're trying to make a post. So, for example, let's try as if we are trying to make a post. So the first paragraph is about a product that is called the Complete Kundalini from Life-Changing Hypnosis. So the first thing we have to do is get our topic, put it here. The first thing we can see on our interface are this. Primarily, this is how your gadgets will look like. You have the bold, italic, strike through, bullet list, all this, and stopping at the toolbar to go. If you click on this, it will bring you more options like this. I want to have a topic for this post. That's a title. This title is for the header of your page, like something showing around here, and this one is for the real first title of your content. So I want to make this a very bigger size. I can come here and choose from all this. We have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, 5, 6. Like I explained the other time, if you choose heading 1, it's going to be big. If I choose heading 2 for this, it's going to be a little bit smaller. So that means you can use this for subtitles. If you use heading 1 for the first title, you can use heading 2 for the second title. If you have another subtitle, like maybe the advantages of using this program, you can just use heading 3. So one of the rules of your SEO is that at least you must have this twice in your post. At least you must have heading 2 twice in your post, and at least you must have heading 3 twice in your post. So one of the first things we first used on our gadget here is the heading, and I think we now know it. The normal heading that we always use for the body of the content is the paragraph. So the second thing on our gadget is the italics. If you want any of your content to be in italics, you pick italics. And the next thing on our gadget is the strike through. So the next thing is for list. Like if you have a list of things you want to itemize, like bonus 1, bonus 2, bonus 3, select all the things you want to give some pre-formatting that will stand in bulleted list, and you click it. Now you can see the effect. So if you want to use the numbers, like maybe number 1, you can use the numbering style, which is here, numbered style. So what is this one for? This is like when you're making a quote, when you are making a big statement on your site, like you want people to reference that sentence. I'll just select it and click on this block quote. We might not really see the effect here, but I promise you, if we preview our post, you will see the effect. So I want to view the post now. I just want to preview. Once it loads, I will show you the effect. So let's move on to the next thing. This is an horizontal line. It depends on your creativity when you want to use such things. So the block style that I told you I want to show you, this is how it reacts. You see, it reacts. You can see this block sign that is added here. People can see that there is an emphasis on this thing. So the next thing we can see is align left, align center, align right, which I think most of us already know. The next thing we have to talk about is this, which is very, very important. This is the hyperlink. These are the links that people will click from your post to go to where you want to direct them to. For example, I want people to click on this. So what can I do? I will come here and click insert / edit link. That means I will submit where I want that word to direct to. For example, www.google.com. That's where I want it to go. This is called the title. This is what will show when you move your mouse on this word. Visit Google now. And one of the options is that I want it to open in a new tab. I click that and I have link. Can you see there's a kind of changes here, but we can't see it glaring, so I'll try to publish it so that you can see it very clearly. I'll try to preview it, and then this is our link and it's now working here. When I place my mouse on it, it displayed visit Google now, what we typed there the other time. So if I click this, it's gonna help me to go and open a Google. That's it. So that is how the hyperlinks work. This is where we generate more options. I think I showed you the other time. This is for justify. they will align to both the right and the left, which makes your content more neat and look more professional. This is for increasing indents and decreasing indents. So how does that work? For example, let's select this place. I want it to move a little bit to the right. That's it. It keeps moving, just like the tab. And if I want it to come back a little bit, it keeps coming back. That's how it works. This is the undo and this is the redo. The next level is called the SEO content helper. This works in such a way that you can analyze if you have a very good use of keyword in your post. For example, the keyword in this guide is, let me choose complete Kundalini. So this gadget will analyze the use of my keyword. For example, right now I clicked on SEO analyzer. It shows me that the H2 tags are not yet found, H3 tags are not yet found. This is because I have not saved my file. If you save it, it will give you some options. For example, let's save as draft. Once you click save as draft, this gadget will synchronize itself, analyze your content, and give you the details. If your content is too small, this thing will tell you that, oh, this content is too small, you need to write more. For example, we have 370 words here, which is too small. You can see now that this analyzer has already synchronized, and it said the content word is too short. We have just 374. So let's try to increase our content word and see what response we can have. And before it will work, you need to put your keyword that you want it to analyze here. For example, I want it to analyze complete Kundalini. I'll come here, copy complete Kundalini, copy complete Kundalini, then come and paste here in the primary keyword. Primary keywords, paste complete Kundalini, and I submit it to it. You can see it has added it here. So now let's try to synchronize it and let's see what it will show us again. I'm synchronizing. Now we can see that we already scored 2 out of 7. We have very good 2 things that we have already got. The primary keyword has been found and the contents keyword has been found. That means you have provided this primary keyword and this primary keyword has been found in your write-up. So the next thing is that we have no H2 tag, we have no H3 tag, we have no images, and our content is too short. So how should we work about that? We have to go back, we have to increase our content because we already know that it's too short. We can't expect you to post a blog of maybe 300 words. So I'm copying this, I'm bringing them back on my post. I paste here, I select everything and I give it justified because I want my article to be justified. Now we have a lot of words. Now let's synchronize again. To see the response, you just click on save draft. It will synchronize the the gadget again so that you can have very good results. Again, we have scored 3 out of 7. That means we have 3 good things that are in place. We have the title keyword, it has been found here. We have the content is now in great length, which is 944 words. And we have the content primary word that has been found here. How many times do we have the content primary word? We have it here 22 times, which is great. If your primary keyword is not enough, this gadget will tell you that no, this keyword is not enough. It will show this in red flag, not in green color. So if you notice this in red flag in your content, that means something is wrong with your keyword. And be careful, sometimes some keywords come with very dicey things, like maybe Charles, that you put an apostrophe. Most times the apostrophe sign in Microsoft Word is different from the apostrophe sign on our platform. So you have to be very careful. For example, let me use the normal font that is used here to bring Charles to our page. So I want to copy this Charles. I want you to spot the difference very clearly. Copy, and I come here and I paste the Charles. From what you can see, let me pull in my magnifier so that you can see this very clearly. Magnifier. So from what you can see, these two signs are not the same. If you can see it very clearly, these two signs are not the same. They are very, very different. For example, okay, I'm gonna increase the font size to heading 1 so that we can see it very, very clearly. Heading 1. Yeah, can you spot the difference in the apostrophe? Yes, good. That's the difference. This apostrophe looks just, it has no bend, it has no comma. But the other apostrophe has some kind of little bit of corner. So you have to be very, 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 very sensitive about what you're posting. You can see these are like a curve, while this is straight. So most times if you're using such keywords, you have to be very careful that after you have copied the content from wherever you're copying them from, you need to adjust this apostrophe sign to become the one that our software recognizes, like this. And that is when this content helper can find it. If you have this, if you have the other one, if you have this former one in your content and you are providing this to the content helper, you are just confusing yourself. You are confusing the gadget. It won't synchronize and it won't find this. You will be worried that, wow, I have Charles in my content, but this thing is complaining. It's not his fault. It's the character that you are using. So we have to place very good emphasis on little details. So that is about this. So how can we get H2 tags? Like I told you the other time, H2 tags, you need minimum of 2 H2 tags in your post. I want to convert this to H2 tag. I just click on it and come here, give it H2 tag. I want to get another one to another H2 tag. I come here, give this one another H2 tag. Then I need 2 H3 tags. I copied both these two, I put them in, but you have to be very, very careful. You need to select very good things, very good headings, not just anything in your write-up. I give this another H3. I come down, I saw this, I will give you another H3. So let's synchronize and see, and let's see what we'll score from here. Now it's synchronizing. Good, we have scored 5, if you remember, out of 7. So what are the things that are still missing from our post? Images and alt tags. What are images? Images we'll talk about, we'll go on images later in this course. You need to add images to your post, and when you are including the images, you need to add the missing alt tags. And when you're supplying your hyperlink, like I said the other time, you need to add some words here too that looks like a description. So that is how we can score some marks here too. In our next tutorial, we'll emphasize more on images and using alt tags. These gadgets, this is where you synchronize, this is where you save as draft. When you save as draft, that is when it's synchronizing. When you click preview, that means you want to check what you've been doing, like we have done a couple of times before. This is the status of your post, which is draft. This is the visibility. It must be in public. You don't want to be the one reading your content. You want your audience to read. That is why you have to set it in public. It's already set into public by default. How many times have you clicked on save as draft? 8 times. That means this thing have been edited almost 8 times, and our software also updates automatically. So sometimes the number of times can change. Our SEO is still ranked bad for now and highlighted red. I will explain why that is happening in a minute. This is categories. This is where you choose the category that your post fits in. On every website we have categories. Some categories might be a content, a method, an ebook. All these categories, you just have to choose the one that fits best. In some websites, the categories might be art and entertainment, social news, sports and media, softwares and services, all those kind of things are what we call the categories, and you need to choose. You can choose categories as much as possible. So far it's correlating with what you're choosing. So right now this gadget is called the layout. You don't really need to choose any of them because we have already set one in our default theme option. Featured image, as I explained the other time, that is where you add the image you want to use and you use it on your, so that people can have a brief idea of what they are about to read from. Like, you can call this a featured image because it's the image that captures the attention of your reader. Now I want to talk more, so we'll still come back about the keyword in our next tutorial, where I will explain how to use keywords, where you need to input them and get some analysis that will change this bad to good and perfect. Because with a good SEO, this post is going with a bad SEO, this post is going nowhere. No matter how much you design, if you score bad, average, just something beyond what we expect, Google won't find your post. That's it. So how do we check if we have a very good selection? This works with this WordPress SEO by Yoast. What does it require? It needs you to input your focus keyword. We call something focus keyword. Focus keyword is your primary keyword that you are using. So we want this machine to analyze our focus keyword. So I've inserted complete Kundalini here. Immediately you click out, it will show you some very good analytics, like the article heading. Yes, this complete Kundalini was found in our article heading one time. Our page title, yes, it was found there one time. Our page URL, the slot that I told you that was very important, can you see it's not yet here. So we have to make sure that our keyword is in our slot, because it's very important for Google. I told you, if you want to do it, you need to put hyphen during each typing, the complete Kundalini. That is tutorial. Okay. After we synchronize, it will come here. In our content, our keyword was found 21 times, which is great. In our meta description, this description, it was found one time. So let's go back and check how it will look like after we synchronize. When I click save draft, it will synchronize and everything will give us some explanation. Highlight auto tagger, I'm still coming to explain more about it when we deal with the keywords. It has to do with keywords also. So now let's go and check our SEO score. Now you can see that our SEO score has turned to good. Why? Because our keyword were used optimizedly. We optimized our keywords very well, that they are found very well. So how can we check for what we scored? Just click on check and it will give you the analysis. Number one, you can see this red button, it means a failure. No images appear in this page. That is bad. You scored 3.7 in your flex writing test. This is a test that is to compare a very good article. Sometimes that is how we know that the articles of your writers are not very perfect. And this is the specified meta description is over 150 characters. What are we referring to there? Come to general, and that is what we're referring to. This is more than 156 characters. This is already 160 characters. That is why it's complaining here that it's too much. So that is how you use all these gadgets. All these gadgets are very, very, very important, and we don't expect you to click anything here, anything whatsoever. That is our default setting, and you need to leave it like that. So this is, let's check the preview of everything that we have done, and let's move on to the next level, which is the using of keyword optimizedly, because we still need to add some keywords here that Google will see. I will explain why you need to do all those things in our next guide. At the end of this tutorial, this is what our page looks like. Simple as ABC.